Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana is still in the support region without any clear confirmation for a low. There is a potential though, but today we see another, let's say, short-term sell-off. So we'll have to see if the last swing low is holding. Yesterday the market reacted here to the 50% retracement. Also, Solana broke out to the downside of the corrective price channel of both. That is, I have to say, a sign of weakness. It is not necessarily a red flag, but it is still not great. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. Still, though, it is an indication of weakness. I'm not a great fan of or huge fan of these price channels, but I show them when the market respects them. At some point they break. Typically, would have been nice for them to break to the upside, but the channel here to the upside was respected like between the 6th of September and the 5th of November, and then there was another touch point, small reaction here in December, but now we've broken below it. So I think I can actually remove that channel now. We don't need it. Even that yellow one, price broke below it, unfortunately, so they don't provide guidance anymore, so there's no need to keep them. But what is holding at the moment is still support, without any clear confirmation that a low is in place. So that's always important to mention. So Fibonacci support on the larger time frame is located between $220 and $163. The correction so far is still unfolding. My idea was that we should reach either 196 or 178 in this correction. It's done that now, but now it's getting deep. So ideally the low is in, maybe one more low, but then I would really not, I don't want to see a sustained break below $163 in this scenario, or I would have to reinterpret the chart. Okay, I would have to reinterpret it. We talked about possible alternative scenarios in previous videos. One alternative I just want to share with you right now, in case you're wondering, is, for example, that this wave 4 that presumably bottomed in August never finished. Okay, then with a high B wave, I mean, this might be an alternative scenario: A wave, B wave, C wave, and then the wave 4 could reset a little lower, but that would not be great, and it's a bit constructed, and it would require anyway a clear 1-2 setup to the upside to confirm a low has formed. At the moment, I can tell you we are in a correction, and the $163 level will help us to distinguish between, well, this wave count and any alternative. But on the shorter time frame, there is no confirmation for a low. On the daily time frame, also, you know, as you can see, the move to the upside doesn't technically look complete. Would like to see at least one more high to target $370 plus. That's not a maximum. That's the, let's say, it's one of the ideal milestone targets in this cycle. On the daily chart, Solana is nearly oversold on the RSI. That is positive. Typically on the daily chart, if we're in an uptrend, yeah, on the daily chart, an oversold RSI is pretty good. We're not there yet, not quite. But if the RSI is at the same level as previous lows, like in September and August, but the price is way higher, that can be a bullish signal, all right? I think it might still go a little lower, but we are pretty much where we can watch for a reversal. This signal is more reliable on the Bitcoin chart, but I pointed out whenever I see an oversold daily RSI, it is worth pointing it out. On the Bitcoin chart, it's typically a good buy signal. You can't really use it to time exactly the low, right? But it's still something where typically we see a bounce, you know, after a short period of time, and that could normally it's a substantial bounce. Here on the smaller time frame, again, you can see it here in a bit more detail. This correction that started a few weeks back, a few weeks ago, like 4 weeks ago, long correction, accelerated in momentum to the downside recently. Not necessarily a disaster. It might need one more low. That's also what I'm tracking for Bitcoin. Maybe one more low, maybe the low is in. Sometimes the crypto corrections don't form that one more low. I've shared earlier today on Discord this micro support region that I'm watching. The move to the upside, could it be a 5-wave move? Maybe as a diagonal. Maybe as a diagonal. The price broke above initial resistance, but that's not enough for a confirmation of a low, but it's the first indication a low could have been established. Only because of that break of resistance, I decided to share a micro support region that we can watch, but it's too small. I mean, at the moment, again, it's dropping into support. There's no reaction yet. There's no reaction, and it's now getting quite deep, and it's looking quite impulsive. So while this can be classed a 5-wave move up on the micro level, too small to be reliable. The pullback, had it been clearly corrective, great. This looks quite impulsive, and we might see another low. We'll see. It's not broken yet, but any break below 180 will likely lead to invalidation of this white scenario, and then we'll go for one more low. If we get one more low, then 171 and $163 are the next support. And as I said, ideally we don't want a low below 163, right? That would be a reason to reinterpret the chart. So that means we're still watching for higher prices, short-term downtrend with the potential for a reversal here, but at this stage it's really only a potential. I would be more confident about it should had the pullback been a bit more corrective, like really a clear 3-wave move, but it does look quite impulsive. So if we now turn around to the upside, break above today's high at 202, I think it might be on its way to around about 228 next, but still fighting down here without any clear evidence of a low. But I'm watching this area. I'm observing this area for possible reactions. So that's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.